All right, so here is the ARA website updated with phase 2 information. This is the home page. So floor plans is something that's relatively interesting to a lot of people. So we have 3 different floor plans: central, end, and end plus, right? So you will see when you peek at these, there's a round tube. This round tube is an elevator. You will see it in the same spot on every floor because these floor plans are stacked on top of each other, right? Same here. That's an elevator option. That round cylinder, and it's going to be in the same place on this level, okay? So it's elevator option. You don't have to. It's an addition. We don't have a price on it yet because we're pretty far away from installing it, etc., having to know, and prices may change from the vendor. N-Unit Plus. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to open another tab because I find it easier to navigate having multiple tabs open, because what you may want to do is availability, right? What's available? Well, right now, see, it's phase 2. All of phase 2 is available. We have none on the MLS at the date and time, which is September, upper left-hand corner of the screen, 7 p.m., Saturday, April 27th. There are none on the MLS, but that's going to change here soon. Probably once we get a foundation in the ground, because then we could put it on as a regular listing. So I wouldn't necessarily go by these floor plans over here, because when you click on the link, it doesn't take you to the updated ones. The updated ones are over here where I showed you. And I could email them to you as well. Okay, so we have 2 on Bell Tower, and then all the rest are on 44th. So again, I'm going to open another tab, and I'm going to go to Site Plan. I think this is the easiest way to navigate around. Right, so these ones in the black are phase 1, sold, not available. This big church is phase 3. We don't have any schedule for that. There's no deposits we're taking, no reservations. We don't know square footage. We don't know how many units, nothing. So we're just going to focus on phase 2, which are all the white ones, right? These 2 here are obviously Bell Tower Lane. N units are obviously N units. 2 N units there. 1 N unit on the left. 1 N unit on the right. Okay. So you can see the prices as well. So the 2 on Bell Tower are 1.1 million. Got the square footage there. The floor plan is N Unit Plus. A number of bedrooms, full baths, and half baths. All right. So if you go back to the site plan, these are the 2 on Bell Tower. These are $1.1 million. And they're the big mammer jammers as far as floor plan's concerned. That'll be, oops. Oh no, I didn't, did I? I went away from the floor plan, sorry. The 2 on Bell Tower are N Unit Pluses. 230, 44th is an N Unit Plus as well. So there's only going to be 3 of the big mammer jammers. So 230, 44th. I think that's over here. Yeah, 230, 44th, and you can see it's 1.4 million. And the reason why it's 1.4 million is all this grass. So it has all that yard. Right, that's not common space. That's with the townhouse. So that's one of the few that actually have a yard. A decent yard, I should say. All right. So, N Unit Plus is Unit 1, 230, 44th. You can see it's even bumped out because it's an N unit. and then the 2 on bell tower. And they have little yards there as well. Okay? Again, there's the floor plan. I can get you a better copy of that. I can email it to you if you're interested. So let's look at some of the other ones. So 232, we already looked at 230. We already looked at the 2 bell towers. So 232 down to 244 are all 4 bedrooms. Central, 244 is an N unit, but down to 242. Let's do it this way if I can. Okay, there. Trying to get this. So these are the central units. They're all the same. You can see their addresses change. They're the central unit floor plan, and they're all the same square footage. All same number of bedrooms, all same number of full baths, all same number of partial baths, and all same price, just under $1 million. It's a pretty good deal. That price will probably go up as these things start selling out. Okay, so then we come down to 244. 44th is the floor plan is N unit. 254 and 256. All 3 are N units. Let's see, where do they lay, right? 244 right there. $256 and $254. Those 3 are N unit floor plans. They're the same square footage, 3178. One is a 4-bedroom, one is a 3-bedroom. Honestly, I'm not sure how that's possible if they're the same floor plan. I think there's an office there, 3 bedrooms plus an office, so we just kind of wanted to let everybody know that really is a 4-bedroom, but we also want to let people know if you're not looking for a 4-bedroom, it's also really just a 3-bedroom plus an office. 4 full baths, 1 partial, and the price range is different because these 2 at the bottom for $1.275 are in a different location over here all by themselves, right? They're both N units. So that's why the price is going to be a little bit different. Not by much, 1.150. I know that's a decent chunk of change, but it's not a ton different. That's kind of an overview of the site plan, kind of overview of the units, kind of overview of what the square footage is and the floor plans for each one. So the way the FAQ section is very good. You could inquire with either one of us. If you already have a relationship with one of us, you could put that info in here, or really just reach out to me directly in comments or questions. If you're already working with Sarah, say you're working with Sarah. If you're working with Brian, working with Brian. If you're not working with either, you can just say you're working with Brian now, right? I'm going to go back to the home page. This is the home page. And we got some information here. Interior features, availability features. These are pretty similar to phase 1. This is kind of what the rendering of the site plan is going to look like whenever it's done. So these ones here are phase 1. These 2 in the middle are bell tower. And then these are the ones on 43rd that are getting ready to get cranking. You can even see the little corner yard here that I was talking about. Okay. So this is the home page. These are these are renderings. We do have photos that are going to be of different units in phase 1, so not the same as phase 2. I mean, you can't look at this if you want. What we would typically do is worry about picking the finishes at a much later date. And then we learned our lesson. I mean, actually, the whole construction industry has learned our lesson. You can't pick this stuff early in the process because just like when COVID came, a lot of this stuff got discontinued. So these are phase 1 features and hoping to be around for phase 2, but a couple months into the process, a couple months before closing, we will reach out to you and say it's time to meet with a designer and time to pick your finishes. Okay. Do 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 do. I think we already went over the Inquire tab. Yes. Availability tab. Kind of hit that as well. Ignore phase one, and that's just a reference. Oh, here's all your documentation, bylaws, rules and regs, the sales agreement. If you have a realtor, they'll fill that out. It's pretty simplistic, but they can reach out to us, the sales team as well. Declaration of condos. You can click on these links if you're a buyer and you want to review this stuff. I mean, you have to review it. Well, you don't have to review it, but you have to sign off saying you did review it once you get the offer written. Lofts are coming soon. That's the church I was telling you about. What else? Explore. Oh, so mortgage, you can go with, we have a recommended lender that's very familiar with the property, and we have a recommended closing company right here. It doesn't cost you anything more or less to go with ours. We prefer because it just makes the process smoother. There's a handsome devil right there. Site plan we covered. Yeah, good there. So if I click on Explore, I covered the mortgage button, we covered the team button. Walkthrough is a video rendering. You can look through, it's just an interpretation. It's not a real one of any of the units. At the date and time of this video, it's just flat ground. The site prep is done, but there's nothing started. We're hoping to start that in May and deliver in spring of 2025. Neighborhood is just research we've done on Lawrenceville. Feel free to do your own via Google. We're not going to be offended. And back to the Explore tab. The FAQ section I was saving for last. I love it. We go over this. We add stuff every time we get asked something. How do I reserve a unit? You would sign a contract. 5% of the purchase price is your deposit. We don't care how you get it in. We can wire it, send it via check. Whatever, but it goes to the developer. The developer holds on to it at 44th and Summit Development, LLC. No additional deposit required until construction of the unit is completed, aka closing. You must be pre-approved within 20 days, and you have a 15-day right of rescission, whatever period to review the condo docs and receive your full deposit back. So you only have 15 days from the day you get the contract fully executed and delivered back to you. On day 16, your 5% is vulnerable. You cannot get it back. There's no home inspection contingency. There's no appraisal contingency. It's new construction. It's different than used resales, not used resales. Construction schedule. This needs to be updated. Yeah, okay. Phase 1 units were delivered in spring of 2024. You started in spring of 2024. Yeah, that's about right. 2024, May, we're starting in June. We're hoping to do it and deliver in spring of 2025. Right. Yes, no more than 50% can be owned by investors. And honestly, I've worked on a couple of these projects with this developer. That never happens. Usually it's owner-occupied. Lease, yeah, it's the same, no more than 50%. That doesn't change. Can you combine? I mean, we may have had somebody ask us this, but we've never done it. Now, that would be one hell of a big unit, pardon my French. Standard features. Yeah, that link's broken. It's not going to take you anywhere because we're going to worry about that further in the process, as I said, because sometimes that changes. These are townhouses, man. You can have any kind of pet you want that's domesticated that the city allows. Restaurants I'm not going to get into. That changes, so you can look it up at your own volition. $250 a month. The fee includes snow removal and landscaping at the common areas and up to your door and roadway. It's involved in the financing process. Again, you can work with ours. You work with theirs. Off-street parking, 2-car garage. Garage areas for your bicycle. We already kind of talked about it's 5% deposit. If you don't have an agent, contact me. If you do have an agent, they pull the sales agreement right off the website. I can help them. No, the hoods do not vent to the exterior. We have had people that are chefs that have strong seasoning cooking, and you're gonna have to open a window. Sorry, because they're townhouses, then the non-end units abut each other and are closed. They don't run a vent all the way to out the top just for that. I think that's pretty much it. This will change a little bit as the project gets underway. Okay, have any questions, Brian?